good men. The first one, who is just to kind of remind everybody. Now, listen to this. If you are watching this video as a non-Nigerian, right, it is either you just stumble on this video on YouTube that has so many people watching. What are they talking about? Or maybe you are an African, or you have Africans as friends or Nigerians as partners of friends, okay? Now, if you are that type of people, right, none of this is going to be new to you. None of this, okay? And as a non-Nigerian that you might be, my accent and some of the languages are kind of infused into this convo might be so more like strange, right? But Nigeria is on fire. The rest of Africa is about to witness something that is going to vibrate. However, the government that is about to face that also probably believes it's not going to happen, okay? But you see, when you take a look at something like this, then you will understand what we have been showing since. This is the state of Nigeria right now, especially in the area of the economy, what the Naira has become. As Nigeria Naira become trashy, the criminal politicians in Nigeria continue to budget trillions of Nigeria money, borrowed money, by the way. I mean loan. Who take loans to buy cars in a country that is that has been in recession for God knows since when? A country suffering hyperinflation, highest unemployment population. I mean, it is the country with the highest number of unemployed people in the world. Are you following? It is also the country with the highest number of the poorest people in the world. But guess what? The criminals in charge of the country are telling the people to endure, give them time. While they continue to take loans that they are using for their own luxury. Do you understand? And while they are taking those loans, the real sectors in the country are dying. No light, no work, no this and that, right? And I'm talking about dying at an alarming rate, okay? For the past 4 years, the country has never cultivated any adequate food that could actually feed the people, talk less of reserving some in the last 4 years. So the country is about to be hit by real food crisis. All these ones are just samples. So you get that? Why these rogues were taking all these loans, the conditions they were being given were to go and devalue their currency. The source of, supposedly, the source of foreign exchange for Nigeria is the crude oil. The last 8 years, I've seen Nigeria earn nearly zero from that crude oil in the last 8 years. All the money, well, the crude oil was stolen, and the money ended in private pockets. And those who did that, they are those in government. So the country is so broke that the country's currency is so trashy that people, not that people can't even, I mean, not that there is no food, but it has gotten to a stage whereby the money has become so worthless that it could barely buy you anything. Their salary remained the same, minimum wage. Do you want to know what that is? In pound sterling, Nigeria minimum wage is just about 15 pounds and maybe $20. That is Nigeria minimum wage a month, right? What is the minimum wage of a Nigerian lawmaker in Abuja? Could you please help me do a conversion of what 50 million naira is in a month? I mean, in dollars. Help me, whatever that is, right? Probably 10,000, 20,000, 25,000 pounds, or $30,000, Sabi. That is the average of what a lawmaker in Nigeria make. And you know something? The governors are even like murderers. Okay? The governors from the 36 states who are superintending on the real population, who are the poor population. Are you with me? They have it authoritatively by law to remove any amount they find kind of deem fit as security vote so that they can provide and ensure security of lives and properties in their states. None of them ever miss that money. They deduct it from their allocation to their states before they look into education, healthcare, and other sectors. Now, you see this segmented rigging system that is in place in Nigeria has finally crumbled their currency. And if you don't understand what that means in context, as a non-Nigerian, take a look at this video.
This is £1, and it's equivalent to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whoa! God, I beg.
Do you understand that? Yes. That is £1 sterling. And then you have to count 2,000 naira minimum. Is more than that, by the way. And you want me to show you that video again? There's something you have to see. You see that 200 naira? That used to be the official, less than that. You know that 10 papers, that 10 money they put in down there? 8 years ago, just one of them was the official exchange rate to that £1, that coin. One of them, maybe 200, less than one of them was the exchange rate, official exchange rate for pound sterling as of 2015 was 176 naira to £1, 155 naira to $1. Official. Today in Nigeria, this is what these guys have done.
This is £1, and it's equivalent to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whoa!
So, if you don't understand what that means in context, Nigeria is also import-dependent country, which means for you to run a business in Nigeria, you have to have a connection to somebody who knows somebody that brings in those things into Nigeria. Therefore, those who are bringing them to Nigeria would need to procure forex before they could actually bring those things into Nigeria. Now imagine that difference in their businesses. 1/10 of the value of what it used to be. They are now paying the full 10 over 10, over 2,000 naira. Who do you think is going to bear the cost? Of course, the people. Who believes that the criminals whose career, throughout their careers, they've been kleptomaniacs, they've been thieves. These guys, because Nigeria is a lawless country, they have been protected. Lawbreakers are making laws. Criminals are executing the laws because they now put themselves over the law. Nigeria is a good example of, I know African countries who have the similar thing, don't get me wrong. But if you are looking for a country with the textbook, definition of dysfunctionality, in a way, Nigeria fits in so perfectly well. Countries that are so good in building powerful men instead of powerful institutions. At the end of the day, all of these are catching up with everyone. Okay? Sheyi Tinubu came out and he said, let me read this out from Sheyi. Sheyi said, there is no joy in seeing the people of this nation shoulder burdens that should have been shed years ago. I wish today's difficulties did not exist, but we must endure if we are to reach the good side of our future. Oh, Lagbara. They said Tinubu is daddy said that. And this is Sheyi that every one of us knows has no real job except for the shop that his father opened for him, the tax collection business from those who are advertising in Lagos. Sheyi wears a very expensive wristwatch. He has no real job, by the way, but he's a son of a Milokan. Now, Richard Mai Red, the red brand is put at between $210,000 to $2.578 million. Now, you see, this guy believes that there is other side in the future. Those who are already so convenient and used to free money, public money, stolen money. This guy has a 10 million pound sterling worth of a house in London. Come on. This guy has no real job. I can't even just suddenly go and buy a 10 million pound sterling house. I can't bring in £1 million and just go. This guy has no business in the UK. Of course, he's partly British, by the way, in case if you don't know. So he's British. So whatever they are doing to you in Nigeria, once they are done, they have places to go to. I hope you remember that, right? Now, a lot of people have been cursing him. We'll come back to that. How many of you remember this old man that told all of you during the NSAS protest and even during your obedient movement that said, if you really want to take power from these people, you must be ready to go bloody with them. You must go toe-to-toe with them. There is no gentleman with these criminals. And all he predicted happened. I use that one, take a step down a bit, and then we will continue to part 2.
I am Dr. Charles Apoki. I want to ask a question. Nigerians, how market now? During the elections, I did a video, why hate the Igbos in their own country, and hell was let loose. A lot of people attacked me. Now, Peter Obi was an option, but others decided to choose otherwise. I have a neighbor near me here. When I told him, who would you vote for? He said, how will I vote for an Igbo man when my brother is contesting? Ironically, his wife is an Igbo woman. Recently, I saw him. He was looking tattered. I asked him, how market now? There's a problem in this country. The poor that you want to fight for, they are the ones who hate you and fight you. They suffer from what is called Stockholm syndrome, where they fall in love with those who kidnap them and rape them. Andrew Cuomo, the governor of New York, rightly said during COVID, say when things go bad, the poor pay the highest price. But the problem I have with Nigeria, the poor don't know how to make the right choices. The poor are the enemies of their own progress. I want to ask a simple question. Those thugs that were throwing away ballot boxes, that were carrying ballot boxes to run in Lagos, how market now? How transport fare? How cement price? How price of food? When I don't dey hungry, when I don't dey get small sense. I want to ask another set of people. Those of you in the north who said that instead of an Igbo man to rule, you are ready to go to war. Those your leaders who made such stupid statements. Where are they? They have left you. Some of them have traveled overseas. And you are here burning Nigerian flag. You are just wasting your energy. You are protesting. You are wasting your energy. Tinubu is going to be president for 8 years. 8 years, and there's nothing you can do about it. Tinubu is the pepper soup we all cooked. We will drink of it. Particularly those of you who form the lower class. Because you were the instruments that were used to rig. Okay, youth copper in NYSC member in Kogi State that was collaborating with a policeman to rig elections. How market now? You don't get work? Are you employed? What about those of you in some polling stations in Lagos that were thumb printing? How market? The money they gave to you, the 30,000 they gave to you, has it not finished? Can it buy garri? Can it buy rice? How market? Those of you in Rivers State who joined to falsify the elections and rig and cancel cancelled votes in favor of somebody who did not win elections. How market now? Are you buying petrol different? Are you buying bread at a different price? Peter Obi said that they don't sell bread differently for Muslims, for Christians, in church or in the mosque. What of the fake bishops? Fake bishop. Fake bishop, how now? That your collar will soon fall from your neck. Go fall. How market? The money they gave to you is finished. What about CAN chairman that recently went to, is it CAN chairman? No, CAN representative. You went there. You came out and you were talking nonsense. How market now? Your offering will soon reduce. How market? How are you buying cement? You will find it difficult to pay your workers. How much are you buying diesel? Oh, you think you will use our offering to go for pilgrimage? I hear you. Or go to Rome for treatment. What about those who were supporting evil? How market now? You fall sick, you will remain in Nigeria. The people you supported, when they fall sick, they will go overseas. What about the Agberos? Those Agberos that were being utilized to traumatize people in Lagos. How market? How market? How market? What of the people in the east that fought against the emergence of Peter Obi? How market? But let me quickly say this. I did that video. Why do you hate the Igbos in their own country? Because somebody's mother was Igbo, you said they should not vote for him. I respect people like Obasanjo, Bode George, Faturo, Barrister Faturo B. I don't know, I can't pronounce his name well. All different tribes, Aisha Yusuf, different people from the north, from the south, from the west, from the east. It was a choice between good and evil. It was a choice between progress and retrogression. Can't you see the Labour Party, they have brought out how much they spent in their election? I voted for APC, for House of Representatives. I voted for Labour Party governorship. I voted for PDP, one other elections. So I voted for different parties. I'm non-partisan. But I selected people that I knew I could, that they could come out tops. So, that could perform. I made mistakes in some places. The governor we voted for here in Delta State is doing well. He's doing well. He's doing well. So, but your choice is your choice. And we have made a choice. Let us settle down with this choice and harvest whatever we have planted. I made a post. Why do you hate Igbos in their own country? People traumatize me, attack me, abuse me. Usually I don't care. I didn't answer any of those posts. But let me ask you a question. The Igbo man will be the last man to suffer the consequences of economic hardship. If the price of dollar goes very high, he will import things. He will transfer the cost to you who is buying from him. He will transfer the cost. If the cost of diesel goes up, you go to buy things from Nnewi, from Onitsha that he produces. He will transfer the cost to you. He is running businesses all over the country. He will transfer the cost to you. Most of those of you who are religionists, regionalists, tribalists, partisan, what will I call you? Partisan Mongols. You don't have anything in your economy in terms of tribe. You don't have anything. Most of the economy of Lagos is owned by outsiders. The economy in several states outside the eastern states is owned by different tribes, different nationalities. You will suffer. You've made the wrong choice. Bear the pain. Don't go into the streets. These men will come after you. After some time. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything. Because all the ones Kokori did, he died in the hospital in Nigeria. No person carried him overseas. I'm not going to fight the fight of the poor man. No, he is his greatest enemy. And so, next time you have the chance to choose rightly. Poverty has no religion. Poverty has no tribe. Poverty has no region. In fact, the poorest regions support corruption most in this country. You see your shame? Somebody, they forged his signature, he didn't even know. You see your shame? Okay, continue. On this mandate, we shall stand. He who laughs last.
In the time of poverty like this, the economic principle of Yusuf is what everybody should apply in his own lives. Eat little, save more. You don't know what is happening. Kese la ń rí lọ́wọ́, makasakasa timbo. A dollar was just 800 naira or thereabout a couple of months ago. Now a dollar is over 1,000 naira. How much will it go? Nobody knows. Torí tó ń ṣe falafolo. Ọgbà salary week láwà. Ìgbéraga week. Ó gbéra rẹ̀ sanlẹ̀ láìpẹ́. Eat little and save more. Ayé tá ń jẹ chicken kọ́ la wà yìí mọ́. Ayé shawarma kọ́ mọ́. Ayé ice cream kọ́. Mú gààrí. Jẹ pọ̀nmọ́. Gbàgbé táwọn doctor sọ pé kò ní nutritional value. Kí ló fẹ́ nutritional value pẹ̀lú kíní? Jẹ pọ̀nmọ́. Mú gààrí orí ẹja. Wàláì kò rẹ́rìn. Bọ́ bá lọ ṣe falafolo pẹ̀lú owó ìyà ó jẹ ọ́ bá kẹ́. This is the time to save more. Kálukú ló mọ tí ń san lówó school àwọn ọmọ níṣẹ́. I started by paying 25,000 naira per term 2 years ago. Last year, 50,000. Wallahi, this year is 100,000 per child. Now, imagine having 4 kids going to school and I have to pay over 1.2 million naira in a year. Divide my salary in a year by 2. How much will remain? Gas is in Bentley. Pampers in Bentley. Èmi náà sọ ọmọ bọ́ yín ra fìlà yín ra sọ. Mbo ní ká fi gbogbo yín sí ibadallah. So this is the time to apply the basic principle of economics of Prophet Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam.
The cost of fuel has gone up. Food and other prices have followed it. Households and businesses struggling. Things seem anxious and uncertain. I understand the hardship you face. I wish there were other ways, but there's not.
Charlie! Wow.
It's not funny, Sha. I don't know, like, since all of you are laughing. So, you know that sometimes laugh can be very contagious, right? You know, somebody will just laugh and everybody will just start laughing. But the situation is not funny. The situation of Nigeria today calls for you to save more. But the problem now is that you can't even save. The situation is that people are living from hand to mouth. And right now, when they put their hand in the mouth, there's nothing inside the mouth again. People can't they shoot their fingers. You are not sure if they are using that to sort of quench the hunger, or they are biting their fingers in regret that how did we get here? You remember this old man?
Say everywhere is a gun.
I'm laughing.
And
I'm celebrating.
What is your stake?
I'm laughing. I'm dancing.
You mean dancing at?
Yes, I'm celebrating.
Why Nigerians are money?
I told you. I told most of you here, he has nothing to offer you. Emi, you are running around with the cap. Where is the cap now? Only the truthful man in Yoruba land. Are you getting me? This only man who speaks the truth in Yoruba land. Where is the cap now? Where are those musicians? Where are those pastors? Where are those imams? You invite them to go and do naming ceremony. When they get there, the first thing they will tell you, for Tinubu, where are they now? One thing with me is that I don't fight destiny. You know why? Because there is no war wrestling champion. You have never seen a war wrestling champion that has defeated destiny. So either in evil or either in good. Tinubu's destiny with evil is there. I'm not going to challenge it. Even if I say no to him, he's there. But the policy of the country, Nigerians, I keep saying it here and there and there. Why are these sectors that we kept on ground doing nothing for us? how many of us can even boast, can still remember that we have something called National Orientation Agency?
Honestly, they are not in place.
What are they supposed to be? They should be able to orientate us from the grassroots to know the policy of government. My brother, Nigerians are monkeys who are holding bread that have water. No be food though. Nigerians, including me, we are monkeys that hold bread with butter. Are you getting me? No be in food. You when you be human being, you hold banana wey don already rotty, no be your food.
That is very strong.
Monkey is holding what is not his own food. A human being is holding what is not his own food. The only thing you can do is to give monkey that banana. And the monkey will do what? He will drop the bread.
Are you sure that the monkey will spread the bread? Even though he might not eat it.
No, you hold the bread. He's dropping the bread. The human being that holds that rotten bread or rotten banana is giving the monkey. The monkey will do what? He will drop the bread. And what is going to happen? You are going to eat what belongs to you. And he is going to eat what belongs to him. Let me ask you. I stated it here. When Mr. President was telling you, great Nigerian youth, those are great Nigerian youth, those are Nigerian youth. It is not your time, me look. Your time is still coming, but we will carry you along in the government. Check the ministers, how many youth is among them?
Exactly.
The only youth that is there, they substituted with her dad, for her dad, who was supposed to be there, who is age.
Glorify your name to the core, owner of the day, owner of the beginning and the head. I glorify your name to the core, Father of the glory. There is nobody that can share the glory with you. You are beginning of the glory, you are everlasting glory. You are glorify your name to the core.
The core. I know it's not funny again. I keep saying that to myself, but I keep laughing as well, right? Let's go back to the streets. I just wanted you to, they're like some flashbacks to remind everybody what it was and what you had and how you believe that if today you come out, they deceived us. Everybody knows what they are doing. Everybody know what they do. Now we no go see people who vote Tinubu. Mama, chef Tinubu. Hero. And I love what I have been hearing too. I'm not a bad person, but this is the same place I was when I was kind of speaking, just same way I'm talking right now. I've been like that for years. And just like Dr. Charles said, the victims of these criminals, they have been those who have formed clique to attack me on behalf of their criminal leaders. So now that the shame is shaming them, the hunger is not keeping them at home anymore. So don't see me as a bad person, okay? So let's go back to Abuja where people were there too, like, yeah, this is too much. And I actually empathize with some of them. Here in Abuja, they sing national anthem. Laughing each other. Peace and unity. Anyway, if I say for Abuja, no be the real poor people they protest for Abuja. These ones are like the children of maybe the last middle class. I don't know. I'm just saying, like those ones see they do. I mean, can you compare that with this one? Be honest, though. Eh? So do you see the two difference, right? When the poor people wait there inside Abuja go come out, you will see them because they will come out. I promise you. Eh? You don't believe me, Abby? Yeah, that's fine. That's all right. You know. So these and many more from across Nigeria seems that something is cooking. And for those who remember how EndSARS started and escalated and got to what it was and the rest of that, they should begin to pay attention to Nigeria now. The economic hardship is still going to like a triple, quadruple, and the rest of that. Tinubu's criminal government, illegitimate government, is scrambling for just anything that they can hold on to or give back to you. I promise you, there is absolute no magic that Tinubu or his criminal gang can do to ameliorate your sufferings. I am saying that to you because I know nothing is happening right now. Now, if they have to kind of begin to call themselves and begin to sort of, do their normal knee-jerk fire brigade approach towards this, right? Then you probably will think, oh, it's going to probably bring succor. It's not bringing any succor. They will resort to threats, violence, and all of that. But we go see Shabuya hunger will win. Abi na threat, if Tinubu's threat will win. Maybe na tribalism, religious fanaticism, and all of those things they have somehow reprogrammed some of user brains. We will see any of those percentile projectiles. They are like a bazooka bomb. Oh yeah, send this one, send that one. Make sure you stop them from advancing. Let's stop the advancement of all this idea of a protest or a right? But you see, when hunger day go. I'm talking about real hunger. I'm not talking about you will get money to watch me right now. Maybe you go really protest, Passy. I'm not saying you won't. I mean, you can't. So you can. But you see, those of you who still get money to watch me from Nigeria, maybe you go protest. Some of you go out to go and record the real people. The real poor one that will come out. And that will be the first time you are going to see that in a very long time. It's going to be different from EndSARS. And just one thing is this, it's going to end in chaos. But again, we are going to be here. So that doesn't mean, we don't want it to start looking like, oh, is that what you want? It's not what we want. It's not what you want that is happening. It is the consequences of what these criminals want. That some of you, kind of ignorantly believe what they want is what you, what you want is what they want. Now, what they are getting what they want. Absolutely. Nigeria is working fine for them. You understand? You that is not getting what you thought they meant, when you believe them ignorantly, you are about to find out. And when you find out, my brothers and sisters, may not be like say they wish I'm on you. Now that consequences could lead every one of you to the streets. Tomorrow is another day. There is going to be a protest in your area. Just watch out. I don't care where you are from or where you are right now watching me. Pay attention very well. You see this insecurity, hunger, as well as poverty, uprising. I'm going to call it uprising in Nigeria is coming to the neighborhood near you. But when? Don't worry. I was on social media earlier and I saw this clown. In fact, he's a comedian. Sure, you get now, Sheyi Law, where he sent a message to Tifnumbu. I don't know if I should honor him with reading. I should just ignore that and leave this on the screen for those who might want to see it, right? So, Kolu is receiving open letter from Sheyi Law, comedian, the guy that joined others to blacklist and then profiled Igbos in Yoruba land, especially in Lagos. Those who urge all of their mobs to attack Igbos Igbo voters, residents of Lagos, and their businesses. These are the criminal characters who also encourage that the politician, the APC, Egbekegbe in Lagos, they must do everything to destroy the Igbos economically and structurally. Make sure that we do everything to make sure that they never have the audacity to challenge us again. Igbo never challenge these rogues, yo. But Igbos were their easy punch during the time when they have nothing to show for the job they are asking everybody to give back to them. So they resorted into ethnic and all that. So this Olori Buruku Sheyi Law is now writing open letter that is laced with just like, the mindset of an ever chop, a bina. I won't kind of honor him reading it. Let's leave that out of it. The situation is that, like I told you, some of them are moving their families out of Nigeria right now, or they have already moved them. The people in your government, everywhere in Nigeria right now, from the north to the south, from Middle Belt to the east, from Niger Delta to, what do you call it, is Enyi. Do you understand that all those criminals are panicking, but they are putting on brave look. We are working with the government. The president has said that they should release food. We are working. Now, I have asked this before, and I'm going to ask you again. I know that this is happening impromptu, like we said it's going to happen. It's just that it is happening earlier than we expected, you will say, Abi. And therefore, there is no real ideology behind it other than everybody is shouting, Ebim Pawao, we are hungry, our children are starving, and the rest of that. That is not going to get you anything. In the process, some are going to tell you that ask Tinubu to resign. Do not ask Tinubu to resign. Ask the entire criminal structure, federal, state, and the rest of them demand for their immediate resignation. You need to clean. Now, you see, something they will say is impossible. That then would then prepare you to say, if you are going to make such demand, you are not going on that street to be singing and dancing. Do you understand? Or else, this whole nonsense, 1 week or 2 weeks, everybody will go back to their hell hole and keep mute. I've seen that happen many times. But again, I'm just going to leave it out there. For those of you who are indeed more determined that we are actually yet to see you and what you are capable of doing. I know that a lot is going on right now, but there's something I will also say to you. Listen, since you are all realizing now that there is no Messiah that is coming from abroad to come and fight for you, there is nobody that is coming back to come and lead you to go and fight those who are killing you slowly. A lot of you are discovering now that you would have to do it yourself. Now, you know something about us in the diaspora. I've seen it happen many times. The moment we begin to really see the momentum, the seriousness, your demands, your determination, your numbers, you can see reciprocatory gesture from us from this diaspora. You know how we do it. When they begin to target you, there are many of us here that will build enough ring around you. Doesn't mean that there won't be losses here and there and so, right? Our supports are pretty much more logistical. Logistics. So when you begin to make the wave, we are going to be part of it too. But if you are demanding, you need to give to reduce food. We need you to reduce to open border. You are not making demands. We will be watching. That's what we are doing right now, watching. Okay? Are they serious? Is this serious? Do they really mean it? No, Judge Mayegun, don't waste your time. Yeah. I trust my people here. Everyone is interested. One of the reasons why Tinubu will fail is because majority of us in the diaspora, we are not happy with the situation in Nigeria. And we can see so clearly the people behind it. Why should we continue to help them by subsidizing the economy for them with our remittances? Now, Tinubu is about to understand that power that we actually wield, right? However, as some said, maybe not this hunger will unite everybody to actually face the real enemies, which is the system. It doesn't matter who is in charge. The system is built against us. The system is built to impoverish us. The system is built to kill us. The system is not built in our own interest. Do you understand? And because the system is never ours, it's never yours, it's never mine, it is totally imposed. We had no single say. So if now hunger go unite everybody to now break everything down, redecide it, if we want to be part of it any further or not. If now hunger go unite all of us home and abroad to face it, then we must make it very clear. We need clarity. And I promise you, this platform is one of the platforms that will give you that clarity in the coming days. Pay attention, right? Dr. Charles said, can I ask you something, by the way? We do have a lot of us in tonight for some reason. A lot of you came to the service tonight, and some of you are probably first timers. Okay, now the fact that you have spent nearly 90 minutes with me tonight means that you probably love this. Now it's going to be in two ways. Okay, if this is your first time on Mayegun's Diary Political, you could do me that pleasure, right? That honor, and subscribe to my channel at least tonight. And beyond. Now, mind you, if you are not really watching for the first time, or even if you are watching for the first time, you can also do me one single favor again, and just go under this video and like the broadcast. Just, like, and if you have actually liked it, don't do it again. Just once. One is enough. From what Dr. Charles said in his own epistle earlier, he was asking about the thugs, the political thugs that were used by these political criminals to snatch it, grab it, and run with it, only for them to discover that they cannot even operate it. Where are those thugs? Where are those people? Where are those affairs? Anyway, the thugs are still there, and they will still do what they do best, okay? Because they are part and parcel of this rotten system. They have a role there. It is like a constitutional role. It is unwritten. So in Edo State, they are planning to do an election. Like, Obaseki's time is coming to an end soon, right? So APC, Egbekegbe, conducted primaries. That's how they always start, okay? They'll pay people here, pay people there, do factions and all of that, begin fighting and there. At the end of the day, they will now get into that office only to what? Only to become liability on the people they are struggling and fighting and killing themselves just because they want to rule. When they now get into that position, they become so clueless. And you're like, Papa, you did so much. Oh, Papa, you know how many people they kill for you before you become governor? Haba, now you are governor. Oh yeah, change the lives of the people. No, it is now rocket science. Government is not easy. All of you are just talking. Do you think government is easy? Suddenly, government will not be easy. But looting and stealing will be so perfect, smooth, without hindrance. Have you not paid attention, right? They do a lot to say they want to be in power. They want to be in office. They want to be this. They want to be that. Only for them to now get in. And then they become liabilities. They become your problems. They become the weapons fashioned against you. And you remember, no weapon fashion against you should prosper if you are smart enough. But normally they will sing it as because I have Jesus. But that's my own version. No weapon fashioned against you should prosper if you are smart enough. Or if you are religious, you can put in your